Welcome to the Boiling Isles! Watch your step! What's up guys, Ruppy here, welcoming you to week 1 of UNPL Season 6. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am to be back, and how ready I am to not only use this roster I drafted, but also immerse myself in a theme that means so much to me. In case you missed it, you can find a little card up in the corner linking you to my draft analysis, where I go over my entire roster in depth, as well as spoil my team theme. Though, even without watching that video, you might be able to tell based on what you're seeing right now what team theme I decided to rock this season. What can I say? The Owl House has had a huge impact on my life, and it helped a lot in clearing my head so I can hopefully come into the season stronger than ever. To kick off this new season of UNPL action, our Columbus Swoo Owl House edition will be taking on the Baltimore Bergmites, coached by Jakeeb. I haven't played Jakeeb before, but I have done some graphics work for him, so this should be a fun challenge to see just what kind of magical adventure awaits us this season. Looking at his roster, the first thing to note is that in a season where we decided to try the concept of low-tier Ubers, Jakeeb's roster is the only one that does not have such an Uber. That's not to say this team isn't incredibly threatening, though. Annihilape and Bloodmoon Ursaluna are extremely dangerous powerhouses that could ice over my entire roster if I'm not careful. Metagross is an amazing tank that can set rocks. Hatterene could keep me from setting up my own hazards with magic bounce, while also providing Trick Room support for a roster that definitely thrives in it. He also has 3 Terra Captains in Hisui and Arcanine, Dodrio, and Ampharos. Hisui and Arcanine is obviously a dangerous Terra Captain because of its powerful attacks, and Terra Normal Extreme Speed is definitely a viable threat. And Ampharos could actually be a giant pain under Trick Room. I'm going to be upfront. I'm very confident that Jakeeb is going to bring Trick Room to this game. I tried to build a team that could still work well in case I'm wrong. But given that a huge chunk of my roster runs circles around his in terms of speed tiers, I actually decided to focus a lot of my prep on trying to turn his own Trick Room against him. That said, kicking off our magical mayhem for week 1 is going to be our musical maiden, Scarra. Plain and simple, Jakeeb does not switch into Primarina well at all. Water Fairy Stab is so good into Jakeeb's roster, so Surf and Moonblast are what I'm primarily going to be clicking when Primarina takes the stage. Flip Turn allows me to pivot out for momentum, and I went with Psychic Noise as my last move, just to throw a wrench into any potential thoughts of healing up. I went modest max special attack, mostly because I wanted Primarina to be able to outrun the slower half of Jakeeb's roster, even without any investment, in case I can catch them outside of Trick Room. Even still, with an Assault Vest and my bulk investment, Scarra is primed and ready to tank hits and sing Jakeeb's swan song. On the subject of Trick Room, let's talk about an illusionist who feels right at home inside that giant speed-altering illusion. That's right, it's Gus. Farigiraf is one of those mons that feels tailor-made to thrive in Trick Room, and while he could set it himself, I opted to focus on a Trick Room set without having to set it myself, just so I don't potentially play right into Jakeeb's hands. Instead, I'm running Calm Mind with 3 attacks and a lot of bulk to go along with that quiet nature and max special attack. Why Calm Mind over Nasty Plot, you ask? Simple. The special defense boosts will help Farigiraf better take on Bloodmoon Ursaluna, who does still outslow Farigiraf in Trick Room. I went Psychic Noise as my Psychic Stab of choice because that and Gus's normal typing allows him to be able to 1v1 Annihilape in a pinch, as I'm immune to Rage Fist, and after landing a Psychic Noise, Annihilape won't even be allowed to use something like Drain Punch. I also threw Shadow Ball on there to be able to handle Metagross and Hatterene. Finally, I went Armor Tail as my ability to stop Hisui and Arcanine from trying to get around Jakeeb's own Trick Room to hit me with Extreme Speed. And yet, Gus is not our only friend looking to take full advantage of Jakeeb's Trick Room. And that's where everyone's favorite annoying Owltube, Hootie, enters the picture. Before you question why I'm bringing Trapinch week 1, allow me to share something funny with you. Trapinch's base speed is 10. That's right, 10. And with 0 speed IVs, I don't even need a speed-lowering nature for Trapinch to always be able to outslow both Hatterene and Avalugg in Trick Room, even if Jakeeb pulls something like Room Service predicting my approach to his roster. I'm running Eviolite with a ton of HP and some bulk to try and give Hootie some longevity in this game, but all of that attack is going to be put to good use through Edgequake, as well as Superpower for Bloodmoon primarily, but Avalugg wouldn't appreciate it either. And I also have First Impression for priority. Plus, with Arena Trap, when I bring Hootie in, whatever Jakeeb has out isn't going anywhere until Hootie's had his fun. Let's step away from Trick Room talk for a moment, because this team thus far has a bit of a problem with Ogerpon Wellspring, who is actually a big problem for my team, believe it or not. One thing about Ogerpon Wellspring that I can use to my advantage, however, is the fact that it's stuck holding that mask to have that form. And that's where Amity comes in. Salazzle is here to cause problems, and I benchmark specifically for the Masked Menace, leaving it wide open to eat a Sludge Wave and likely go down if Jakeeb's not running a very specially bulky version. Fire Blast fries Metagross and Avalugg, Knockoff is great utility to strip away items, and I'm running Toxic with the Corrosion ability so that I can put things on a timer to keep Jakeeb from trying to completely set up and steamroll me. Especially something like Alolan Muck, who I'm almost positive would be the switch into Amity 9 times out of 10. Sorry Muck, but even your Rainbow Sludge will yield to the control of our Abominations prodigy. Next up is Hunter. And while I benchmark to be able to outrun Noivern and therefore Jakeeb's entire roster barring Scarfers outside of Trick Room, this Dragapult is not here to clean house. Instead, Hunter's main job this game is setting up screens to support the rest of the team, as even Annihilape and Bloodmoon become a lot more manageable behind those magical pieces of glass. I did throw Shadow Ball and Draco Meteor on there with a tiny bit of special attack investment, just so Dragapult can still pose a potential emergency threat to the likes of Noivern, or Annihilape, or Metagross. And I'm also running Curse Body to potentially disable a threatening attack Hunter is hit with, so that I can better respond from there. Last but not least, might be one of the most diabolical ideas I've come up with in quite some time. And who better to pull it off with than the dreaded Witch Hunter himself, Emperor Belos. Coalossal is my Terra captain of choice for this game, as it's another mon that definitely thrives in Trick Room, but Belos isn't here to set hazards or even spin them away. No, instead I'm running Terra Grass with Flash Fire to not only effectively shut down Ogerpon Wellspring, but also make me immune to Hisuian Arcanine's Flare Blitz, while also getting a bit of a boost from it for Flamethrower. That and Power Gem do solid damage to Jakeeb's entire roster, even with no offensive investment. But the real jewel of this set is Iron Defense Body Press. With this investment, Coalossal has the special bulk to be able to hold his own, especially with the screen support from Dragapult, and being able to boost my physical defense and then weaponize it makes Belos an absolute monster that Jakeeb will hopefully struggle to take down. That is our magical squad for week 1 of UNPL Season 6. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am to see how our story unfolds this season. So, let's not waste any more time. I will see you guys when it's battle time. Alright. It is battle time. It feels good to be back. It feels good to be back in the driver's seat, starting the season off. So let's see what Jakeeb is throwing at us. What does our Owl House team have to deal with? We have Noivern, we have Hatterene, we have Avalugg, we have Annihilape, we have Bloodmoon, and we have Hisuian Arcanine, who he has revealed to me is Terra Rock. So, for the most part, what I expected. No Ogerpon is a little... No Ogerpon Wellspring and no... Actually, No Ogerpon Wellspring, no Metagross, no Alolan Muck. Scara is looking really free right now, not gonna lie. And on that note, I think I'm actually gonna lead Scara. And we're gonna go from here. Just so she can start punching holes early. Singing the song of, singing, Jakeeb's swan song. Yeah, we're gonna roll with this. A little surprised not to see those three, but I mean, Jakeeb did have a team that looked fair. He had a lot that looked really good into me, no matter what came. So, good luck, have fun, man. Make sure you guys go check out his side of the video, or his side of the battle. Give him a like and a sub. He definitely deserves it. And let's rock and roll as he leads Noivern and sees my assault vest, which is absolutely fine. Him having Frisk is actually really huge, because that means I don't have to worry about Infiltrator against my screens. As for this thing, I know it can't touch me. Or it shouldn't, I wouldn't assume, unless he's like... I mean, it could be maybe... Super Fang, perhaps? Even then, I don't think he risks this thing to a Moonblast. There is... Yeah, I'm just gonna Moonblast. There is very little that wants to take it. He can U-turn, that is fine. If I were to hazard a guess, I would say Hisuian Arcanine's coming in now. Just because it's probably the best thing he has to take a Moonblast. Everything else is kind of free, not gonna lie. I mean, Bloodmoon could as well, but if I'm right, if I called him pulling Trick Room, then Skara should outspeed and... Well, no, even with the Assault Vest, Skara should be able to take on Bloodmoon no problem, with or without Trick Room. So I feel like Hisuian Arcanine is his play here. Maybe I should have just flip-turned, maybe that was a little... Maybe the Moonblast is a little obvious, but... It's still nice chip on Arc to be able to go from there. He goes Annihilape! Okay, it is not going to appreciate this Moonblast at all! Oh! I see the game we're playing here. I see the game we're playing. Interesting. And I imagine you Rage Fist now, probably? Would you die to a flip turn? I would think you would. I still feel like Surf's the safe play. Let's see if he does Rage Fist. Yep, he goes straight for it. And did I just throw Scar away here? Yes, I did. Okay. Not a smart call on my part, admittedly. And that raises a few other potential issues, but... It should be fine. I know it was weakness policy. I feel like my play here is actually just Salazzle, honestly. I should be able to pick it off with anything. Yeah, we're gonna go Amity. Because I definitely outrun you. And you should definitely be in range of a Sludge Wave to pick you off. No need to risk the unnecessary Fire Blast accuracy gamble. Yeah, not a great start for me. I am so sorry, Skara. I mean, I knew the Rage Fist was coming. I probably should have just switched into Gus, in all honesty. Because Gus was kind of built to be able to shut down Annihilape. I don't know why I didn't just go to Gus in retrospect, because Primo could have still put in a ton of work for me. But that is the game we play. So I'm going to Sludge Wave. That should finish off Annihilape. Get it out of here. Alright. So, good news, the Annihilape problem's off the table now. Bad news is I basically sacrificed Scar to do it, and that's a problem because Scar was my best breaker. As you come in now, Bloodmoon. And you probably seek to blow me up right away. And you know what? I'm going to Toxic you. Just in case you're a Calm Mind variant. Which should help make you easier to manage. If I'm right on that. I'm pretty sure you're built for Trick Room. Granted, Salazzle outruns you no matter what anyway. And we got the Toxic off. So that is a Poison Bear. That will definitely help in the long run. As you just proceed to Blood Moon. That is fine. That is fine. That should be fine. I'm sorry, Salazzle, but you... I mean, Salazzle Toxic this thing. It finished off Annihilape. That's all I really needed from it. Now, of course, comes the question of how do I proceed from here? And I want to say Hunter's my play, actually. Yeah, because I can get screens up. So I can go ahead and get a light screen up in this thing's face. Toxic will continue to wear it down. Unless he wants to switch. Maybe into Hat, maybe into... I don't think he'd risk the Noivern switch. Hat feels likely, considering... Draco is the only thing I can hit this thing with. Yeah, I'm gonna get my light screen up, which is fine. As he Hyper Voices. Alright, so he does have Hyper Voice. Good to know. Okay. So I've got my light screen up, which is perfectly fine. He is probably going to attempt to Blood Moon me, which would also be fine. I'm just going to go ahead and drop a Draco on him just to further chip away at Blood Moon here. I will willingly take Citrus Berry. Alright. Alrighty, that's fine. As I'm going to eat this Blood Moon. Alright. And Blood Moon is now completely disabled because of Curse Body. Which I will definitely take. And from here I've got a number of options I could pull. What else do you have left? Well, Annihilape's the only thing that's gone. Okay, I think my play is actually going to be Gus, probably? Yeah, I'm gonna go Gus. Preserve Hunter for one last round of screens later, potentially, and go from there. So Gus is here. Gus takes his Hyper Voice. He can't Blood Moon me, even if he wanted to. Honestly, I probably should just polish this thing off now, instead of boosting. I feel like that's the right call. Yeah, if he's the Trick Room set, I should outrun him outside of Trick Room. And looking at what he's got... Yeah, I'm just gonna go Psychic Noise and polish this thing off. He outruns me! And crits me! Okay. So that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go back into Hunter. As he goes Noivern. Okay. That definitely sucked. He sees my light clay. How many turns of light screen do I still have? 4. That should be plenty. I'm just going to go ahead and get a reflect up. Or not, because he's scarfed. Good to know. But this is pretty much the setup opportunity I was looking for Belos. Yeah, he's locked into Draco. He should not be able to touch me at all. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting up iron defenses in this thing's face. As he switches to... That is the Avalugg. Which is absolutely fine with me. I think we're just going to go ahead and set up another iron defense. As he curses. That's fine. He's definitely slower than me now. Which now makes me realize he probably didn't bring Trick Room, actually. Given how this has gone. That's fine. I am at +4 defense. I'm going to go ahead and flamethrower him now. I eat that body press up. Go ahead and flamethrower for big damage. As he has leftovers, that is perfectly fine. So do I. Is he still faster than me? Yep, he is. So light screen is gone. That's fine. I'm going to terrestrialize now and go ahead and fire off another flamethrower. Just so I can better eat the body press that I know is incoming. If he's avalanche, then I outrun him because of that. So we should be able to still turn this around. I think Belos can still pull this off. Yep, I eat that body press. Alright. So I'm at +4 defense. I think I can deal with Hat and Noivern. As Noivern happens to come back in now, that is fine. I should be able to eat Dracos all day. Well, actually, I terrestrialize now, so if he has Hurricane, that's a problem. Or even Air Slash. No, I think I can take Air Slashes. I am, however, going to Power Gem this thing. He does have Hurricane, and he misses. I am so incredibly sorry for that, Jakeeb. Kinda hate that this is where we're at now, but I'm just gonna keep Power Gemming away. Oh, I do not feel good about that at all. I'm so sorry. Ugh. That leaves a vile taste in my mouth. I'm sorry, that leaves such a vile taste in my mouth. You are a problem, though. I'm gonna flamethrower and see what you are. Dazzling Gleam. Okay. And I get the burn. Wow. So yeah, about that whole Trick Room thing. Clearly I was wrong. I will admit to that. He clearly banked on that, and it worked out for him. I'm just gonna flamethrower again. Maybe I shouldn't have terrestrialized. I mean, I did to take the body press better. This might seriously come down to Hootie versus, This might seriously come down to Hootie versus, Hisui and Arcanine. There's the Dazzling Gleam, which Belos takes. I fire off another Flamethrower. And get a... Oh my Titan. I am so sorry, Jakeeb. I do not deserve to win this game. I do not. I absolutely do not. I was going to click Flamethrower again. I'm pretty sure this Dazzling Gleam takes me out, though. Yup. And all that remains is Hootie. Hootie against the world. Oh, this is not the matchup I was expecting to see. So we send out Hootie. Is it possible? I mean, you're under 25%. So this first impression should pick you off, I'd like to think. Yep, so there's that at least. But I'm pretty sure this is the part where Arcanine absolutely destroys me. And rightfully deserved. I'll go ahead and Earthquake anyway, but I'm pretty sure that's going to do it. I'm banking on a miracle I don't deserve at this point. That Farigiraf crit hurt so badly. He E-speeds! Oh, it lived, it lived. This thing has bulk. Fair enough. Again, it was a miracle I didn't deserve. GG, Jakeeb. You definitely deserve this victory. I didn't deserve that avalanche of hacks I ended up burying you under at the end there. So, the week 1 winning streak is over. And honestly, I will accept it. I will accept it. GG, Jakeeb. I over-prepped for Trick Room. I thought it was it was so obvious, but I thought this team had the bulk to be able to operate even outside of trying to turn Trick Room against him. And clearly I was wrong. That is my bad. But we still have a whole season ahead of us. I still have faith in my Owl House roster, and I think we'll find a way to turn things around. So, with all that said, thank you guys so very much for watching. I have been Ruppy. Make sure you guys go check out Jakeeb's side of the battle and give him a like and a sub. And my Columbus Swoo Owl House Edition and I will see you guys next time. Take care.